There's a cruel paradox in human nature. We all claim to hate people who talk behind our backs, yet statistics show the average person spends up to 52 minutes a day gossiping about others. Why do we despise the very thing we do? And why can't chronic badmouthers stop even when they know it's toxic? Here is the shocking truth. Those malicious words are not actually about the victim. They are, in reality, a medical report of the bleeding wounds within the speaker's own soul. Don't be too quick to judge them. Keep watching, because we are about to decode the biological mechanism pulling the strings behind those bitter words. To understand this behavior, we must travel back to a time before complex language. In primates, grooming is the primary way to bond. As humans developed language, we replaced picking lice with picking apart flaws. In ancient tribes, gossiping was a vital survival mechanism. It helped the group identify cheaters, the lazy, or the dangerous without direct confrontation. The gossip of the past was the guardian of order. But in the modern world, this mechanism has glitched. We no longer use it to protect the tribe. We use it to soothe our own personal pain. Why does speaking ill of others feel so delicious? Let's look at the brain. When two people tear down a third person together, their brains release a massive surge of oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and trust. It creates an illusion of intimacy. We are on the same side, we are safe, and that person is the threat. Simultaneously, this behavior activates the reward system, releasing dopamine. It's the same chemical hit you get from eating cake or winning a bet. Chronic critics are essentially dopamine junkies. They need to lower others to get a temporary high that soothes the high levels of cortisol stress running through their own bodies. In psychology, there is a precise name for this behavior: psychological projection, a concept made famous by Sigmund Freud. The mechanism works like this. When a person possesses negative qualities they are too afraid to admit in themselves, like laziness, jealousy, or incompetence, their subconscious cuts that part out and pastes it onto someone else. If someone constantly accuses others of being fake, there's a high probability they're struggling with their own lack of authenticity. The person they speak ill of serves as an emotional trash can, a place to dump the dark parts of themselves they cannot bear to look at. And here is the brutal twist. The person speaking ill of others is usually the weakest person in the room. According to social comparison theory, humans compare themselves to others to determine their self-worth. People with low self-esteem cannot elevate themselves through competence, so their brain chooses a shortcut, dragging others down. They don't hate you. They hate the inferiority they feel when they look at you. Every insult they utter is actually a confession. I feel threatened. I feel like I am not enough. So, how should we respond? With anger? Revenge? No. Replace your anger with compassion. When you understand that badmouthing is a defense mechanism used to cover up an inferiority complex, they stop being scary. They resemble a child screaming because they are afraid of being abandoned. They are spending their life's energy observing and analyzing you, while you are using your energy to grow. That is already the greatest punishment they could receive. Life is too short to worry about the critics sitting in the cheap seats. If you are the victim, remember the old adage, no one kicks a dead dog. The fact that you are being talked about proves you are making an impact. If you realize you are the one speaking ill of others, stop and ask yourself, what pain inside me is driving me to attack this person? Healing your own wounds is the only way to stop hurting others. However, the truth is, sometimes your very confidence acts as a magnet for envy. How do you build a psychological shield that makes you completely immune to public opinion, or even turns it into fuel for your success? This involves a psychological phenomenon called the spotlight effect, which I will analyze in the next episode. Click here to learn how to become emotionally bulletproof.